Talk. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. Today you have myself, Captain Coop. We have our wonderful local talent, Major McFarland.
Hi there.
So thanks for joining us again. I hope everybody had a good weekend. It was rather pleasant outside, actually.
It was.
Wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, no rain. Made things a lot nicer. Working on doing some work outside, and so that's always a plus to have that nice weather out there.
Yeah, I got some yard work done myself, so watched a little bit of NASCAR.
I just
Watched my Huskers lose on Saturday.
You know, it's funny you talk about NASCAR and you watch it. I'm a car guy, like through and through, absolutely. But for some reason, I can't watch NASCAR.
Love it.
Drift racing, rally racing, and stuff like that, absolutely. But for some reason, I can't bring myself to watch NASCAR.
If it's like a real exciting race, but I'm usually like I was on my computer doing the other stuff with it on in the background, so it's not like I sit there and watch all 3-4 hours of the race.
I got a buddy who loves going to them.
Yeah, well, they're fun to go
time.
to. It's BYOB, so at least Kansas Speedway it is. I think most other speedways are the same way. But yeah, no, we're doing a not shop. Wanted to
Not shop talk.
not shop talk. Yeah, not shop. Which we'll inevitably end up talking. Let's get that
Always.
business. Let's get that business out of the way. The event in Dallas. If
Yes.
anybody watches us from Dallas, we have a little booth set up out there. I don't know much about it.
I don't know where it is.
I was hoping Brian would be on, but I think he's busy.
Yeah,
he's at it. I watched the video.
It's a GSX in Dallas. Johnny 5 from Short Circuit at booth 3973.
Yeah.
And apparently we've even got a giveaway going on there. I believe I actually remember seeing something about that. It's
Isn't
for
it 2 weeks of a Century unit?
Yep, 2 weeks for a Century unit. But yeah, so if you're watching from Dallas and you have the option of going out there and you're able to stop by and swing by and say hi to Mr. Potter, he is out there.
What's up,
And
Jarvis?
we will. I bet he'd love to see you guys. So
Not talk shop not.
Dakota,
Said that 5 times fast.
Dakota, Gary, Trevon, thanks for joining us. But yeah, so we have that nice little thing going on out there. We're wishing Brian well while he's
I
out
don't
there
know.
dealing with it.
What day is it? All week or
I think it's all week.
okay.
Because I know he was setting up for it last week. I think he's still out there.
Yeah, no, he's put. I know the last like month and a half too. Well, probably even longer.
Yeah, he's put a lot
When
of
I
effort.
go by his office, he had a big ensemble.
I remember they were
of-
building it right
yeah.
up over there in the dispatch site. They were building that whole thing for him.
Yep, and then Saturday, I think they took a Penske truck full of other stuff because we had the guys come up and help TM load it up. So that's what our meatheads are good for. Heavy
I picked
lifting,
him up and put them down.
heavy lifting, moving stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna just kind of BS on what's going on. One thing that I had just kind of a weird idea, and I think Brian kind of hinted at it. I keep pointing to him because he's on his
He's
phone
on
right
his,
here.
I'm open to bring
But we
the Lavi, thank you so much. The event is from the 11th to the 13th.
perfect.
Lavi with the save.
There you go. We're gonna try and get him on the show here before too long. so
Absolutely.
we love having Lavi on. But anyway, that's going on in Dallas. If you guys are in that area, please stop by, show some support. And then me and Brian kind of talked about this a while back. Never really kind of came to fruition. Dave's Hot Chicken, I think is what it's called, is a
Not sponsored.
yeah, not sponsored. Trust me, we're not sponsored by anything. So
Well,
whenever
Titan.
we talk, whenever we talk about anything
Just a
besides
big name
Titan,
behind us.
it's just that's out of something that we like or dislike. So, but anyway, so there was a big craze. They had a bunch of videos like TikToks and stuff of people sampling their chicken, saying it was better than Chick-fil-A or Church's or Popeyes or any of these major brands that are really kind of set a pretty high standard for their quality. And so there would be a line out the door, and it's just right across the street from our office. So I'd drive by it going to get lunch, and I'd see it, and I'd be like, man, there wasn't a line. So I finally found a day where it wasn't that busy, and we got some. And I was telling Brian about it, and he goes, you guys should do like a taste testing sometime on
The
the
food
air.
review.
Yeah, food review, since we talk about food. So if you guys, we could probably do a poll, but it would just be easier. If you guys have any suggestions on what we could try, it can't be shellfish or just fish.
Shellfish.
Yeah, it can't be shellfish because he won't be able to.
No, he will. He shouldn't. Absolutely shouldn't.
The podcast will end badly, so it'll just be left on because I don't know how to turn. I'll just unplug stuff until it turns off because he'd be face down in his shellfish. So I'd be scrambling for an EpiPen or something. But so I thought that'd be kind of a cool idea. Something you guys want to see us sample. I like eating. Coop likes eating, so we've got nothing against it. You guys just pick something, and if enough people vote for it or suggest it, then we would do it, and we'd pick a date so you know when we're going to do it, and we would just tell you what we think. So not that anybody really cares about our opinion of food. It's just an easy way for me to get food, and it's probably going to be Titan sponsored, so free food for me. But so that's one thing I thought we could do.
Oh no, I knew that was coming.
What'd they say?
So Dakota, to answer your question, or I'm sorry, Gary, to answer your question, I don't think
No,
it's better than Go
it's
Chicken
not.
Go by any means. It's good,
Ooh, chicken mashed
but I do not believe.
Oh, Trayvon's got a great idea. Freaking one chip challenge.
know, I
That would be
saw it.
awful.
I don't think it's better than Go Chicken Go. I think Go Chicken Go is the top of all tops, personally. But that's because I'm a huge gizzards and liver fan, and they make the best.
Ugh, gross.
Chicken and mashed potatoes with gravy.
Yeah, I saw that. Makes
Yeah.
me think of Thanksgiving. I went
LJ,
twice
thanks for joining us.
because I'm fat. So I went once and actually waited a little bit in line, and then
where?
Dave's Hot Chicken.
Okay.
I've been twice. The first time I got spicy or hot, and they have like different levels. Hot's like right in the middle. I figured it would be kind of have a little kick to it. It didn't at all, and it was actually, I hate to say this, Dave's Hot Chicken was kind of salty. Our Lieutenant Mario, the Mario Lieutenant, he actually pointed it out, and I didn't even think about it until you said it because I was like, yeah, it actually is. The sauce is, it's not. They have like a replica cane sauce.
I thought it was all right, but it wasn't great.
No, it tasted like homemade Cane's. Like,
Yeah.
Cane's has their perfection, and then someone guessed what it was and got pretty close, but
Yeah.
it's still missing something.
I'll agree to that. It tastes like a homemade Cane's.
Yeah,
I'll agree
like
to that.
just not quite there. But the people who worked there really nice, and it wasn't terrible. So I was like, maybe it was just a bad day. Whoever made it put too much seasoning on it or something. So I went a second time, and plus I was buying it for somebody else here at the office because they hadn't had it yet. Actually, it was Leon, and so he heard that I went without him because I think he was on PTO or gone for the day or
Yeah.
something, and he was like, oh well, because our boss loves fried chicken. And
Yeah.
yeah, he runs like 50 miles a week because he likes to eat stuff like that. I just don't do the running part, so he stays in great shape. I don't. Anyway,
Round is a great shape.
well, yeah, it is a great shape. We were driving back from a meeting, and since it's right by the office, we're passing it. And as we pass it, I go, "Yeah, that place wasn't that good." And he's like, "I love fried chicken, Ryan." And I was like, "You weren't here," So I felt guilty. So that day, I went and got it, and I got the extra hot this time. And holy shit, is it hot? Like way hot. So it was like going from like a little bit of heat to kind of actually a little salty. The flavor was super good in the extra hot. It was just I was really burning to finish the sandwich.
And see, and that's always the struggle.
But it wasn't bad though. It was a good burn. It was right on the precipice of almost being too hot to where you can't enjoy
eat
it,
it, yeah.
too hot to where you're like, okay, this is good.
So I noticed that with hot sauces, there are a lot of you'll get some really good flavors out of them, and they say it's hot and it's really not, and then they're like, oh, this is really hot, but it's got a really good flavor, and there's like no flavor and it's nothing but like heat. There's always that in hot sauces. It's very rare to find a good true in between.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, you're exactly right, and that one's good. The other one that's close to that for me is the mango habanero
Yes.
at Wingstop.
Absolutely.
it's not really hot, but it's got such a good flavor.
There's a little bit of heat back there, but it's more like back tone.
yes.
like it's in the back versus heat right up front.
Yeah, the mango habanero at Buffalo Wild Wings, super hot.
That's hot.
Yeah, like really
Yeah,
hot. You got to
that's-
coat that baby in some ranch just to kind of get the heat off of you. So, but I actually have that at my house because they sell the Buffalo Wild Wing sauces, and every once in a while when I'm feeling frisky, I'll put a little bit out for some
Spicy.
chicken. Yeah, and I instantly follow up with some ranch. But I like Lavi's idea. We could do like a hot. I'm not doing the one chip challenge. That'll just ruin my afternoon. It's way too hot. I've seen people that can eat hot stuff, eat it, and it tears them up.
I'm half tempted to say let's.
I don't know.
I'm half tempted to say let's
Dude,
do
the
the
last
one
time I
tip
did something
challenge,
like that
but
was
let's
on my-
pull two other people in and make them suffer with us.
Might be able to get Ryan Smith to do it.
I'm just saying,
That's a heavy hitter.
pull Leon in too.
I don't think Leon will do it.
You don't think so?
He's too.
He likes hot
likes.
sauce.
He
He likes
does like
hot.
spicy, but he's too. He's got better self control, where he's like, nope, I. Cause
Yeah, that's true. We don't.
Whereas we'll do it and be like, shit, this sucks. we shouldn't have done this. Where he's like, I'm no regrets.
I remember we had an old hiring manager bring in some hot sauce, and he's like, I want everybody to try it. And he's like, super, and he goes, this is like super, super bad. And he put a little bit on a toothpick for me, and I tried it, and it was hot. Like it was.
I've got some in the office kitchen.
And it was the level of hot of like unenjoyable.
Yep, that's how mine is.
And he goes, and he looked at me and he goes, oh, look, you're turning temperatures. And he's like, why? He's like, oh, it's affecting you. I'm like, of course it's affecting me.
Yeah.
Like I grew up eating hot sauces.
If it doesn't,
but it's one of those things. It's like just because like I'm not going to eat this on a regular basis because it's unbearable.
Yeah.
Like the only reason you would get this is a novelty.
Yeah.
Is to be like, you want to try it?
That's the one. Lavi, there is a nuclear hot sauce that I have in
Pain flavored. There you go. Pain flavored.
flavored.
Perfect way of describing
There's a
it.
nuclear one that I have.
Thank you, Trevon.
In the office, raspberry chipotle from Blue Hog. That's actually really good.
Never tried that.
Blues Hog was one of my favorites. Actually, so much so that I kind of ate too much of it in a short span, and I haven't really touched it since.
Which one is that? Blues
They
Hog?
have Blues Hog's. It's a barbecue sauce.
Is it down on Rainbow?
I don't know if they have an actual location. It's not. I don't know. He would know. Jarvis probably knows, since he knows about it. They have 3 different flavors. They have a honey mustard, which is not good.
Full Irish. We could probably convince Irish to do it.
Well, he's got a lot of allergies.
Oh, that's true
Gotta
too.
be careful. But
Yeah.
Lavi, there is a hot sauce that's in the kitchen. Be careful because somehow, some sauce got on the outside of the bottle and it's been rubbed in, so you can't really see it. But I won't say who it was, but she went to like smell it and forgot and put the cap back on and then touched her face and started like instantly
It was
crying.
The worst experience she's
Because
had.
it's basically like OC. But
I think it's worse.
yeah,
If you get it on your face, I think it's worse than
I was
OC.
at this like potions and elixirs shop underneath a record, like an actual vinyl record store in Omaha. I was on vacation. My cousin just got a new record player, so she was buying the vinyls, and I saw there was like there was a building, and then almost like a little subway like walk down area, and then there was another door, and it had like hot sauce and all this. And I'm like, ooh yeah. So we went down in there. It was a store dedicated just to like literally like hot sauces everywhere. And of course, me being who I am, I go, what's the hottest one you got in the whole store?
So we were-
And she goes, this one, you want to try it? And I
Said yes.
stupidly had she had a chip, and it was like a little tortilla
Yeah.
strip, and she put just a dab on it, and I ate it and instantly blew my mouth up.
Regret.
And she gave me salted chocolate caramel candy, and
Yep.
it actually helped kill the heat. Something about the salt and the chocolate. But no,
So-
I was burning for a good 20, 30 minutes.
There was when I went to my vacation down in New Orleans. There we were walking the streets and we were just looking for some stuff to bring home to people, and we found this little not a tourist shop, but it kind of felt like one, but it really wasn't. So we go in and they had when I tell you they had a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, this wasn't just like a regular like wall like this.
No.
This was
That's like the place I was at, wall to wall.
This was from floor
hundreds
to
of bottles,
Yeah,
yeah.
floor to ceiling. And I mean, it was probably a 15, 20-foot wall, and it was floor to ceiling. And from front of the store all the way to the back, and then the back wall was the same way. And it was nothing but hot sauces.
Yep.
And she saw me perusing up and down, and she goes, you want to try some? I was like, yeah, sure. And I said, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to get myself some and then get some for my boss because he likes
Yeah.
hot sauce. She goes, well, what are you guys looking for? I was like, what do you mean? She goes, what are you looking for? She goes,
Ruined my day.
She goes, yeah. She goes, do you want heat and flavor? Do you want flavor? And I was like, give me something with a little bit of heat and a little bit of flavor. And she took me through like 4 or 5 of them. And same thing, salted caramel chocolate afterwards.
Yep.
And all of them were really good. And she goes, how bad do you want pain? And I was like, what's the worst one you got? And she did the same thing, a little tortilla chip, but a
Yep.
little dab on there. And she goes, if you have any more than this, she goes, you'll regret your life.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yep.
The second it touched my tongue, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah. The one I have takes a few seconds, and then you're like, okay, because it's real smoky. But Michael, if that sounds like you want to try it, I will grab it for you after this episode, and you can try dab.
So
but I am not responsible for anything that happens.
Dakota, to answer your family potluck thing, I do a thing every year for the Titan family that is working. I do a Thanksgiving dinner for everybody, so I will actually have a Thanksgiving dinner that will be kind of
Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, kind of the best way to think
I
about
helped him do it last year, I did it
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Because I did it with Patrol. I did it with Patrol last year.
Yeah.
And but we do it every year. I make sure to do it every year because it's something that I believe that the team working deserves. For those
Doing
working
well,
in
Charles.
the afternoon.
Doing well. Hope you're doing the same.
So we will have that again this year, or I'll die trying. So, but yeah, no. So we will have that version of, I guess, potluck for the family. So the Titan family.
yeah. So that's our food topic. There is a new show out. You have to be a member of the Daily Wire, which no political affiliations. Not trying to. I think it's a good organization. They got some good content. Ben Shapiro's on there. He's like he's a crazy good debater.
He's a real good debater.
Yeah. I've always found him interesting, and
no, Trevon, you absolutely do not, because we don't. That's taking it at your own risk.
What's that?
He gets, do I get work comp if I eat the hot sauce? No, you don't. You take that at your own risk.
But there's a show on there they just came out with. I'm sure most people are familiar with Making a Murderer, the Stephen Avery case where he was wrongfully convicted of a rape, and then was convicted for the murder of Teresa Halbach. She was a photographer for like a local auto trader. So those magazines you get that have all the cars in there. I used to love getting those, because you just watch or look for cool cars and stuff. And anyway, so unfortunately, he's convicted of murder for her, and the show kind of Making a Murder is a 10-part series on Netflix that came out in 2015 that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I watched every single episode back to back, like a 10-hour binge, because after every episode there was usually like a little cliffhanger or something where you're like, I gotta watch the next one.
Right.
And I ended up rewatching it with my brother and my wife at some point. And so the second time through, I caught some more things you kind of miss if you're not super paying attention. And anyway, they just, in my opinion, and I think majority of people's opinions that see it, the show was kind of leaning towards him being innocent the second time as well, and that the local law enforcement was planting evidence, and to their defense, they should have been handling the investigation, because he went to prison for 18 years for that first rape, where he was picked out of a lineup. Well, DNA evidence exonerated him after 18 years, so then he got out. And he had a wrongful imprisonment suit to the tune of like $36 million to that police department, the same ones that then conducted the investigation for the murder of Teresa Halbach, which they shouldn't have been doing. And so I agree with that. But anyway, not to get caught in the weeds with it. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. So be careful. I mean, you come in and try it if you want. That's the one.
If you want to come in and try it, I'll turn the other camera on.
I
I
watched it.
watched it.
You watched it.
I was watching it off gas, and I started choking.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's how,
so
yeah.
So
This is
Mr.
Lavi, by the way.
Lavi has brought this in. No, come back here. What are you doing? It's too late. So Lavi has brought this in because you're taking this out with you again. He brought this in, and this is
He goes, I watched. Just say it again.
I watched it. As I watched it, it started off gassing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watching it, and I started coughing.
He started coughing just by washing
just
the bottle.
washing the bottle.
That's how hot that stuff is.
You can take that back
you
before
for
you
bringing
do
it
anything
by.
else. Wash your hands. Don't touch
Yeah.
your don't touch your face.
It's
Yeah,
like
so that's
lava in a bottle. So I'll try that.
You'll try that on. All right, Michael, we'll take you up on that one.
Yeah.
When we do if you guys give us a food, when we do the food thing, if you
Yeah,
guys all
we'll-
kind of
we'll
agree
pull
on-
Mike in.
We'll pull Mike in and have him do the hot sauce. I can't believe you went and got the bottle. That's
You won't
great.
try it. You scared Josh. But anyway, so there's a show called Convicting a Murderer, which is a more unbiased look, and actually it's going to show you a lot of the evidence that they redacted or pulled out when they were doing the Making a Murderer. I'm only on the first 2 episodes came out, I think the 9th, so Saturday.
I really haven't been watching a whole lot of new shows or anything like that.
Dude, it's fantastic. I was always really into this case because of this guy is literally wrongfully incarcerated for 18
And
years. Proven. Yeah, his DNA.
Well.
And they ended up getting the guy that did it.
Have a hot
And then he's out of prison for like 2 years and then goes back to prison for the murder of another female. And you're just like, what is going on? There's just so many, just out of left field, like what? And, and then there's allegedly, his nephew was in on it with him.
Yeah.
I kind of feel a little burn on my eyes a little bit.
Do you touch yourself? Don't. What are you doing? You're making it worse.
No, I'm sorry. He did clean it pretty well. So, anyway, so allegedly his nephew was in on it, the actual act carrying out the murder. And if you watch the interrogation tapes, you're like, there's no way that's true, because they're like basically spoon feeding him what to. I mean, it's an awful, and he's got a lower IQ, so his competency level was there were some challenges there for him, and so you
Damn.
could tell that he didn't really understand what was happening, and now he's in prison for his
For his
confession, because he was a party to what took place. And so the next 3 episodes are coming out the 14th or the 17th. And so I'm excited, but yeah, that's one that'll get you hooked. It's a really cool, I mean, it's a horrible tragedy. Someone, lost their life, but it's just, I like to see the inner workings of, how those investigations get carried out. I mean, I do investigations here for the company. I'm actually currently in one. So it's kind of nice to see perspectives and new angles that other agencies and stuff takes to get to the bottom of it. Because at the end of the day, the reason I enjoy the kind of investigatory processes we have here is because you're doing everything to uncover the truth.
Right.
You shouldn't do an investigation with the end result kind of in mind. You need to figure it out.
Open mind.
Yes.
You need to be able to piece everything together and come up with a conclusion.
And so that's why I like those kind of things, and that's exactly what they're literally breaking open this whole case and just kind of going, line by line of, hey, this was done wrong, this was done different, they should have done this different. And some people call it Monday morning quarterbacking, but really it's just breaking down the process of
and making sure it's done
getting
correctly.
to the truth.
Yeah.
So that one's on. It's called Convicting a Murder. It's on the Daily Wire. I think you can subscribe monthly. I reactivated my subscription because it was the same one. And I'm not even going to talk about this one because it could get very controversial, is the show called What is a Woman with Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
And he does kind of a campaign to address some questions he has personally. And I thought that was a well done show as well, because at the end of the day, they're just wanting to get down to what we consider to be factual and true.
Okay. So Dakota here, jumping back to the food topic. Dakota says that we should do a hot wing segment. My only issue with doing a hot wing segment is there are so many of them out there. Now, if that's what you guys want and that's what you guys come up with, then I guess we'll do a hot wing segment.
Yeah.
I just kind of don't want to do something that there are, tons of people already doing. I know I don't.
Oh, Hot Ones?
Yeah,
I love that show.
I do too, but I don't want to impersonate anybody.
Oh, yeah, we could. Well, I mean, as long as,
it's
call
cool.
it, as long as we don't call it that.
I'm not going to call it that.
Yeah.
I think it's personally, I think it's a little played out. I think there needs to be something else. But
That's a great idea.
I'll be honest, if that's what you guys want, 100%, I'm down.
Interview somebody and then make them eat hot food while
I'm
they're
down.
doing it. I wish I would have I feel like I came up with that idea as a kid and just never executed, so I really missed out on an opportunity there.
Josh G, to answer your question, yeah, we were talking about Dave's Hot Chicken up the road a little earlier. We have been. They're all right.
Yes.
Let's see.
That's Josh. Mm-hmm. I don't think I know who that Josh is.
Let's see. That or a cook-off, like the chili cook-off. Do a blind taste test on the podcast.
Titan Wings.
Titan Wings.
Ooh, we could do. Yeah, that would be fun. We did a chili cook-off last fall. Remember that?
Yeah.
We call all hands meetings every other Thursday of the month. All the administration team comes together, and we tried to do some, no pun intended, to spice things up. We had like a chili cook-off. We did.
There were some good chilies in there too.
I don't think I had a chili that I didn't like. Somebody had like venison, like deer chili. That was a little gamey, but that's what deer tastes like. So
They were all pretty good.
Yeah. Then whoever the white chili is becoming popular. My wife and I make that so much in the fall that it's a good thing it's only in the fall, because I get burned out, and so that once we get a day below 60, we'll throw the crock pot on and pumpkin spice lattes.
I guess I'm gonna have to make my version. I was originally gonna make my version of the chili, but it's kind
Your
of
chili is
expensive.
good.
No, that's
Your
chili,
chili
sauce.
sauce, yeah.
So there's a difference. There's chili sauce, which I make, and then there's actually chili, which you can mix my chili sauce
Titan
into.
beans, that's pretty good.
But no, I guess I'm gonna have to make some of my actual chili, the same version that you guys know, because that's different to me.
My brother that passed away made a really good spicy chili, because he liked really spicy stuff. And I'll try to remember. I'll have to Google search it, the brand he used, because it was a brand, and then he added a few spices into it. But it looked like an old timey photo. What's this one? Green.
It's green. I work with one leg. I don't think we've met in person.
Oh boy,
That's great.
why does it say Josh G?
Because that's his YouTube handle.
Oh, okay. Well, Green, I'm glad you're a fan and watch the show.
Welcome to the show.
But yeah, we could do so. I mean, we're all open for ideas.
Yeah, if you guys, if
we
there's-
like to kind of break the monotony of work talk, and that's why we do these not shop talks about once a month.
Try to.
Yeah, just because, gets you guys a little break in your day, and some of you guys are watching or listening while it posts or something, because
Please
you're not.
don't get us in trouble.
Yeah. But other than that, guys, that's
It's kind of
pretty
all
much
I
the gist
have.
of it, yeah.
We'll go through the weather for now. It looks like it wasn't supposed to rain originally today, but it looks like that changed its mind.
We needed it. So.
Tomorrow it's supposed to rain, 88% chance with 72 degrees. Wednesday we're looking at cloud coverage with 76. Thursday it looks like we have possible thunderstorms in the morning with a 77-degree temperature, sunny in the afternoon. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is all sunny, ranging between 80 and 81 degrees. So it's starting to cool down a little bit. As I drop my phone. It's starting to cool down a little bit, so that's good, but we still have to worry about hydration. So please make sure you guys are drinking enough water, enough fluids. Monsters do not count. Energy drinks don't count. Neither does coffee. I'm talking to one person in particular on that.
It's water percolated through your beans.
It's not the same thing. But so make sure we're drinking enough water to stay hydrated. Remember, hydration is the day before, not the day of. So other than that,
Slogan.
I hope it's mine for sure.
It's a phenomenal slogan.
I was gonna say other than that, I hope everybody had a phenomenal weekend and has
That's
a
two.
phenomenal week.
3.
So thank you guys. We're gonna let you get to it and enjoy the rest of your week, and we will catch you guys on Friday.
Yep,
Thanks.
thanks, guys.